First set up for you guys. We're going to have our first matchup. It's a Mid-East Emergence Division playoff. This championship between TMU B, which is Sobo, Human Shrek, as well as Deshi K's. And this squad has been perfect all season. Led a few games here and there, but otherwise they went 7-0, 9-0 to this point through the semifinals of the playoff, trying to finish the perfect 10-0 spring semester. But in front of them is a familiar opponent, as they got the likes of Saginaw Valley State University. The Cardinals bringing it in with Bobby, Ankuya, and Achi. This squad, and the last time they faced off against Toronto Metropolitan University, it was an 0-3 sweep against them, trying to rectify those wrongs. And in fact, this squad has been able to take down the #1 seed in this bracket of the Dayton Flyers Blue Squad. They did it in game number 6. They had to start their run, taking down Defiance in a 3-1. But we will be going into our first game where, again, the stakes at hand, trying to make that national position without having to go through the LCQ. LCQ scheduled currently for this Sunday. This Emergence Division playoff really wants to set the tone for the rest of the evening. I got to see some playoffs yesterday for challengers over there with Mount Aloysius whenever they actually got defeated by Juniata. So it's really cool to see all these different programs getting themselves a foothold in a nice position to try and make that long run. It is basically through the end of the month, and several teams, especially up in the Legends division, looking to get themselves over to Texas for a massive dub. But for right now, it's TMU, it's SVSU, and it's going to be us going big, bad, and loud here with game number 1 just in a moment. And of course, for the rest of the schedule of the night, you're also going to have me in just a little bit as we go over to see the Tigers of Mizzou versus the Carthage Firebirds. That'll be a nice rematch because that was game 5, and we'll talk more about that here in the near future. But of course, appreciate you guys being with us on this fine and wonderful evening as we kind of roll it in. This squad in particular, last time that we did get to see them during the regular season, that 3-0 sweep, TMU, they held the likes of the Cardinals only to 2 goals scored. They were able to nearly complete the perfect sweep. Game number 3, a little bit tighter, and that's when the Cardinals really started coming alive. But otherwise, SVSU wasn't able to get anything started very fast, and that's something that's going to be so necessary for the Cardinals to really get up with. We go to game number 1, though. It's best of 7 territory. This is what we'll be finding. Can Toronto Metropolitan simply complete the 10-0 record, or will SVSU be that single blemish on what could have been perfection? Sobo, looking for a chance to give it over to Human Shrek. Great connection. That's going to be a double commit, though. It's a nice way to at least force SVSU to bite, and that's going to be some just provocation to force this defense out of the way. Lots of long distance offense from the midfield line onwards, and then look how they're already sending the second man. Oh, the follow. I think Sobo got in the way of it because that was Deshi. Had a great look at the net. It was going to be a very quick 1-2 bang sort of situation, but I don't think that it was completely on target. SVSU has been under fire here in this first minute of play. Now it's a best of 7, which means it's a long way to go before anything is complete, but you want to start off with a tone setter, a soft ball there, and Human Shrek is going to find a connection. That was a fantastic save in that upper 90. That one by Deshi. Ang is going to try and keep this one nearby, as again the Cardinals will be on the retreat. A great find around Sobo. I want to know who's going to be the established battlefield commander here for both these teams. Making sure not to overcommit. Keep calm. It is a playoff function. Crossbar. Roller. And that's Deshi. Take the pace off the shot. And that's TMU. Makes the best of it. That crossbar ended up being such a boon off the initial touch. And then the follow-up was able to escape any of the defenders out of Saginaw Valley. Cardinals have not really been offensive as of yet. They've traveled upfield. They had one moment where TMU was forced to get that upper 90 save. You got to see that in seconds and triples. You got to see extra efforts. That one's going to force Deshi, who has been very involved so far. Oh, but Sobo really finds the big dig there as TMU not at all sweating. Back pass, Sobo. That goes over to Human Shrek as Deshi's going to be the next man up and looking for more chances. A huge clear over the top, but that's a lot of boost stolen right in front of the face of these Cardinals, and got to see if solid connections will be there. That's a great back angle shot. Ends up just flanking on the outside of the post, and so a singular touch, a one-touch offense. That will be Toronto Metropolitan. Sobo has played slow and looks for a teammate, and Deshi, that no touch is really going to be feigning them. That's a great one too. It's going to go backboard. Will the second be there? They try. Simply can't get there at all. Oh, every time that they give a little bit too much respect, TMU just kind of lets it play out, and they play that to their favor. Nice undercut there by Deshi, and Kuya will be in chase to try and give it to a teammate. So we go to just possession ball right now. This has been some pressure, but it's not cooking too hot for either team to handle, especially for TMU. They send Saginaw Valley State Pack, and they've got their one goal, and that may be the only one they really need. Games 1 and 2 of that BO5 in the regular season were 3-0 and 4-0. So you know that it's really up to the Cardinals to get themselves a better identity offensively. Lucky that no one was there. Drown the box, try and flood it in. Now it's a team bump. Deshi, too much power. This is SVSU trailing after TMU in earnest. Huge find. That's pass 2. Human Shrek may have the entirety of it, but no, it's going to be Deshi that must retreat and does find the ball into safer waters. This is a good challenge by Aang, but no one is there to try and punish it after it on the arc. It's kind of bouncing as fast as they can, jumping when they at least see open tiles. They know that these moments are starting to manifest in front of TMU's net. But the Falcons really haven't been too much under fire. Deshi, oh boy, can't get away. Aang upfield, securing the bag. And Bobby just had to put it on target. It was Deshi that accidentally put it towards his own net. I think that was going to be threatening regardless. They were just trying to flip to get some speed. So TMU, for all that worth, end up seeing it go against them. We're tied up. Looking for a double. Denied. Deshi. What a find one. Finds another one. Now finds the upfield swing. The counterplay. And they get a touch. They get a bump. Sobo to anyone. The crossbar. Now it becomes a foot race because the counterplay could go right back against them. Sobo in connection. No. Deshi and Human Shrek simply get in the way of it. Off the sidewall. And that, if they find Sobo awkward, could be money. Deshi Kaze right around the corner. That's gonna drop down. Aang has to send it backwards. Couldn't quite get the feed or the read. So game number 1 is overtime when you know it. Even with that first bit of offense, TMU did not build, but SVSU did not break. And I think that's the biggest function that really you can give over to the Cardinals, especially. Now they've really started to ramp it up against the Falcons here of TMUB. Bobby with a fine, no extra boost, has to let it go. Both defenders are there in the third, and Sobo finds it as well. They get a pinch and a clear from it. Big bump. Deshi didn't know that that physicality would come about that quickly. We're gonna go into this minute-long moment here in overtime, and some of these passes are starting to at least characterize themselves into this orange half. Team UB needs to make sure they come away with it, but it won't be. Kuya instead of Saginaw Valley. Great connection, gets a pass to, outruns them, and then right before Deshi can make that cut, that's going to be the Cardinals on top. Game number 1. Otherwise, they're going to have that perfect 10-0. You go to game number 2. SVSU. You have that game 1 win. We'll get that updated for you on the old screen there in just a bit as we side out how this emergence playoff gets going. Deshi, oh, they had a free net. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Cardinals. They'll find it. Deshi just ended up with a lot of it, and then a demo, unfortunate. The demo found the player, and then through the smoke, fire, and flames, found the ball, and then OG'd all the way back. Saginaw Valley getting a freebie, but Deshi is getting what he left behind. Aang with a little bit too much power as that one punches out to the top of the box, and that's just free for Deshi. Kick forward and see if they can put some extra spirited velocity behind it. Ooh, running it down. Already seeing how they can take on the numbers, because Osobo as well as Deshi have committed up into that moment, and you saw that 2-1 counterplay. Great drop back into that corner. Bobby making this awkward for TMU to have to defend, and that's Achi that's trying to climb the ladder. Look how Aang is slowing everything down. Aang is definitely going to be the main handles for Saginaw Valley to stay just cool, calm, and composed, working against this TMU bold team. Aang arcing it wide and across, and the first minute will come and go, and we're all still tied. Apparently, Aang ate my cat. Well, no, I really hope you get a new cat. 1:15 here in game 2. Sobo wants to find it on the outside angle, but it's really difficult to do from inside out. Oh, what a dunk, but it goes behind, and they're trying to just maintain this upfield. This has been a much tougher thing for TMUB to do. They've been challenging pretty often, really just kind of breakneck speed with not a lot of method to the madness. Big demo, though, and that's given them a couple of moments of resetting the rotation out of Saginaw Valley. All the way up and around. They just waited out. That is a cherry pick. Ugh, it's a tough one, and yet it was all of a decoy. Sobo is the real monster. They rotated out. They saw what Human Shrek was going to do, but it was all Sobo all the time. We're at 3-1 now with nearly 2 minutes bled off this clock. TMU trying to get themselves back into this series. That is not the way to do it, but Aang Kuya, that's not how you want to do it either, because that was a free net. Should have come away with profits. Now it's a massive bang, but Aang ready for it. Bobby's not going to be let to turn upfield too quickly, so they slow down the Cardinals on what could have been a counteroffensive. Great control by Sobo. Bobby gonna wait out Aang. Oh, pinball! And unfortunately for SVSU, they don't come away with a tilt. Dangerous moments to try and take control. Right in front of your own box. Oh boy, that's gonna be left out in open waters. Maybe a redirect. The nice pass. Recognizing that they just didn't have the shot initially, go to the keyed up player in Sobo. Human Shrek had a free net, but just give it to Sobo. You're in good hands. Sobo was the one that drew 2 defenders to cross cut in front of their initial touch. And that really just cleared the defense out. The TMU had an easier time. Oh, Deshi somewhat disappeared. Woo, look at that redirect. Sobo again. We're finding Sobo to be a constant. It was Deshi in game number 1. Deshi's slowly quieted down. They're able to challenge on top of him. Achi. Oh, sidewall instead. It was a tough angle, and they had to immediately get that read. Aang is going to try and do it to the backboard. It's not free as Sobo goes right up that post. Spider-Man style. Nice passing play to try and continue this up. Bobby. Bump. This is a good attack. Has a bit of aggression to it, and they didn't get rid of Deshi. Deshi out of that play would have been money.com. 3-1 with 80 seconds to go. They're just going to leave it. Again, Sobo. Iron Fortress. Sobo's the one that helms the rampart. Another setup. Deshi's going to burn through that boost and then get it away. Not dealing with any extra nonsense. Cardinals flying around. This bird fight At this point, aerial superiority has been owned by TMU as they've been able to air it out time and time again. The Cardinals just can't break beyond much of this defense, especially because of Sobo. Set up to anyone, even if it's just to the box, that's gonna fly. Sobo looking for a just out of left field redirect. If they could, they're gonna try and feed it to Deshi. Achi gets one and then gets demoed. They get to sit at the respawn and see what will happen later. Bobby, hook shot. Oh boy, that comes off the crossbar. Human Shrek is wrecking it right away. And that's probably the last one that really does much. They get the defense to bite. Deshi K's simply sees no one in the way. I mean, when you free the net like that, just take an angle shot, work it right through. So 4 goals. This one much more like TMU. Their offense got stuttered, but this series has definitely started. They're gonna tie us up. We're gonna go into best of 5 territory now as TMU B is able to get this one in a much more dominant, controlling fashion. A little lacking. Let's see how this goes. Heading into game number 3. Go to this segment with TMU and a much more dominant feature. Obviously, Sobo is going to be one of those that just simply has to be isolated from the get-go. That's not quite a free net, but it's a great angle. Looking for the back post shot. Dashi just simply doesn't bite, and that's really been the discipline out of TMU at this moment. SVSU off the demo. Sobo able to spike that one top 90. It was Deshi Kaze that just found a defender, turned them into ash. That gave that net a high percentage velocity chance for TMU to score on. First 45 seconds, they do get a demo, looking for the double, and that's going to be a double commit up field. Bobby just simply has no boost. Well, they're going to have more boost as soon as they hit the respawn timer. First minute moves all the way around. And it's TMU that seemingly in control, but this has been an obliteration fest. Great concentration and connection off the pinch. Human Shrek leaves it to Sobo. They're trying to key them up again from the box. Lurking a bit too often. Look at this lineman play. Everyone just going up for the block, and Bobby then spins around and ends up bumping into the teammate Nachi. But that's what they were trying to accomplish, is simply getting that net a lot freer by running through the defense itself. Nice pass. No connection there by Human Shrek. Eshikaze in the wings. Another pass over to Sobo, who does commit up onto it. That becomes a demo, and this could turn into more, but Human Shrek finds a better piece. Do they elevate in time? No touch. Great touch, though, by Bobby. The defense couldn't get there. Bobby could. Nice punch kick. Stopped, waited, and Deshikaze couldn't get that read. Bobby with a heck of a dunk down. Dead center net to tie us up. Two minutes here in game number 3. Remember, this is not going to be for match point as of yet, but that doesn't mean that TMU ain't going to be throwing these shots. Sobo with solo control, and it was just about, can they get this one widened out from the wall? The answer was yes, and it was a solid shot put right back through. TMU was able to reobtain this lead. SVSU has kept track and kept in lockstep with TMU. It has been a competitive feature, but they have to build more than just one goal. Sobo does overcommit. That's a nice find. Nkuya actually ends up on a wall dash to then get that one kicked away. Bobby is just going to drop it into an outside corner, which means everyone from the Cardinals really needs to be finding boost and then sweeping around together. That's exactly what Nkuya is allowed to do. He has a ceiling. Looking at Bobby. Oh, it was a nice set piece. They had pre-jumped. They just couldn't get there. And then it becomes a double demo. Opposite direction, 1-for-1. Big trades. There's been so much physicality. So many demos at this moment. He's lurking right in front of the box, trying to keep Deshikaze uncomfortable. But it's Sobo that is the one that you need to get rid of. Less than 2 minutes to go. This has become a lot of neutral ball situation. And again, this is simply to get the lead in the series, but not the match point. We're on best of 7. So it will be at least one extra game before maybe that gets decided who's going to be in a much more comfortable position. Deshikaze and Human Shrek communicating to try and combine with it. And Sobo lurking just outside of the box for less than 100 seconds to go. Sobo put to the respawn. Look how far back Bobby is. I think they were waiting on that corner boost. Sobo will be delighted to say that they have their own corner boost and will be waiting them out. Great navigation, good challenge. Achi goes all in. That means Sobo has a look. Trying for the crossbar. Is there a crash of the net? No, but it becomes a 1-2 pass. Sobo, off the goal line, and somehow SVSU gets away with it. Now they can counterplay. Now they can clear. Gotta think that one could have been free. 50 seconds remaining. Deshikaze simply forces SVSU to punch up, and they do. They find that corner boost, steal it out. Sobo with a nice takeaway, and actually recognizing that they have to get this ball turned around. Soft bouncer. What does Bobby do? Sobo's in an awkward position. So Bobby just goes and capitalizes on that. Let's check this one out. Achi didn't exactly send it yard, and Bobby just kind of backed up, threw it in reverse. A strange situation all the same, but you find your second goal regardless. 30 seconds. TMUB. They've had the leads. They've not kept them. Oh, Human Shrek. That's a great idea coming from the outside or the backside post. Deshikaze on a solo run. They don't need nothing else. No teammates don't need to be able to get a pass, turn, burn, and earn that goal right in front of Achi. Wow. TMU keeps getting these leads, and that's going to be a tough one for the Cardinals to find a way. A soft flick. Human Shrek, no connection, but they don't need it because Sobo finds it instead. 4 seems to be the magic number. Nkuya wishes that that 50 didn't go to one of TMU's teammates, but simply waiting for it is what ends up being the payoff. All right. SVSU is now going to go down in this series as TMUB will come up in game number 3, 4-2. One better were the Cardinals, but they just couldn't find an edge over the Falcons. That's super cool. See if you can get to that magical number 3. Or can you slow down the Falcons? You go game 4 to see if that's in store. Well, Nkuya. They can definitely slow them down, and they can take the ball and they just go home with it. Deshikaze, wow, thought they had a good 50, and Nkuya said, nah, you don't. Okay. First scores and early antics. Oh my goodness, TMU hanging out in the hexagons just in front of the SVSU net. Sobo has a direct line, and he's going to force the defense to jump late, stealing that boost and really playing for the long con, especially as they get 2 ginormous bumps. But it goes a favorable direction here for the Cardinals. That's a shot on target. What a save by Deshikaze. TMUB No need to panic. They have that lead series-wise, and they can really work it back. Off of the backboard 3 times, though, go the Falcons, and that's now allowing SVSU to try upfield for this counterplay. Deshikaze is in just an awkward spots, and at minimum, it got them a chance to try and get it over to Human Shrek, to Sobo. Weird passes, and really just waiting for these reactionary moments are TMUB. This seems to be kind of the crux for teams that are in the lead for this series. That's an overcommit on the defense. They get him to bite. Achi goes forward. They recommit. That's going to be off the interior post. You have to feel like TMU should have come away with that one, considering how they just iced over all the cars for SVSU. Another chance. As many times as they want to bring those hammers and try and just batter down the door defensively, you have to actually get to a flip reset gain by Deshikaze, trying to work off of the demo earned by his teammate. Even then, just aren't scoring, and it's not exactly under their control. SVSU has really battened down the hatches and slowed down this Falcons attack. Cardinals. They don't have a lot of boost right now. Haven't had a lot of boost on these transitions upfield. Becomes a nice 50 in favor of TMU, but it's found in a great transition by Achi. Achi's going to rotate out. Doesn't go for the corner and can't quite grab a snag of the ball. They're immediately looking for a teammate. This is going to bounce backwards, and that's going to be a commit up by both Deshikaze and Human Shrek. So Sobo is going to give them a moment to rotate. And they're a no-boost warrior. Now call them the big boost warrior. What a passing play. Oh. But the execution was just a half car too far and too fast. 2 minutes approaching. Simply keeping them honest. That's a double commit. Now this is an upfield play. Seeing if they can get them with the advantage. What in the world kind of passing? Is that just bink bonks off of 2 separate players? Falcons on the return. They recover well, going to the corner, and that's going to be a direct line shot off the interior post, and that's going to be Bobby. 2 goals now for the Cardinals. TMU has just been committing circus acts, and then they keep 2 on the near side post. And that double commit frees up the majority of the net for SVSU, and Bobby is slamming on home. Sobo with no 50 on the follow-up, but that completes the early run there from the kickoff. Sobo looking for at least something here, and that should be enough to get them time. Looking for small pads, maybe even a big boost. Oh, you don't want to give it away if you're Human Shrek, but they do follow it up. Good responsibility there, considering that that would have been dangerous to hand off over the Cardinals. This is still a winnable feature depending on if they can get possession, but SVSU has done a stellar job. Achi, looking at ya, and they'll take it away from you. 3 goals, great tick up field. Sobo doesn't get a bump, and Human Shrek just left to jump. It looked like a pretty boostless arena out there, and Achi was just filled to the brim with all of that velocity. So 3 goals. I was asking for a third. We've seen 1, we've seen 2. The third apparently is a W. Unless this last minute just goes absolutely crazy. Looks like that we're gonna have a tied series going to game number 5. Great shot on target. Sobo just can jump. Human Shrek doing the same thing to get in the way, but the damage has been done. The work has been accomplished. SVSU is just making sure that the best offense becomes a fantastic defense to not let TMU do anything upfield. 20 seconds. Cardinals are making sure that this won't be easy for the Falcons. TMU, lots of work to be done. SVSU knows the exact same thing. That goes crossbar. It gets finished off a double with Nkuya. Almost forgot they were even here. But then simply coming out of the shadow zone, finishing that work from Achi. 9 seconds to go, and that one will do it. SVSU making a statement. Regular season 03, not for me. Not going to worry about it. Atchi with an exclamation point. Just to showcase that they will dunk on TMU. You can't take these goals with you into the series, but it does feel good to put a big old 5-0 against your rival. See if fortune favors them, but TMU, they know those shots and they know those points were left behind. Let's go to game number 5. Match point guaranteed to the winner of this game. Be able to give them advantage for the long portion of this best of 7 championship series for this Emergence Mideast division. Atchi, big proponent for success. I like the ideas that we're seeing already from Deshikaze. Now that's a player that's really been creative about opening up chances. Look at this 1-2. That's going to go backboard, and you see that they kind of go up to the wall, slowing the pace down. Double demo with Atchi and Sobo. That's really the 2 key stars out here. Now, off the field for all of a moment. That forces everyone to reset. Human Shrek, nice soft back pass, and that's got to be a defensive fine for Ankuya. They do it. Scoreless opening minute. Kind of a rarity between these two teams. Someone's been able to find it. Whew. Dangerous idea by Human Shrek, yet not punished. Deshikaze earns and burns. Another double demo. This one is Bobby and Human Shrek on each other. This is going to be a non-threat as it just kind of goes backboard, but it's enough for Ankuya to force this defense to stay back and give his teammates a chance. 1-2 turn. That's a double commit. Can the shot be on target? It goes right to where both defenders just jumped. That's unfortunate for SVSU. Great find, though. Atchi now trying for the hook shot. Look and see if they can fake him out. Force them to step. And that's another counter play off the sidewall. Right back to him. Sobo sees every Cardinal in the world go to roost onto their defensive box. 2 minutes. Now finally off this clock, and where in the defense have they gone? Bobby ends up stepping up to the plate. It's a little concerning. Atchi has to back up and take that midfield boost. SVSU upfield on this connection. No one there to fill the gap, and Bobby will have to stay further back. Is that third man? You really can feel the kind of pressure of the situation and of this game, considering that match point is up for grabs, but they're not overcommitting the third. On the turn, Ankuya was wanting to be there. Bobby got there all the same, and Sobo, that's a back pass. He's going to try and set up a blocking play here. Instead, has to rotate out, and now trust in both Human Shrek as well as Deshikaze. Nice back pass control. This is ball control here out of TMU. Looking for the double. Nice, swift launch from backboard, but Ankuya now going to get isolated. He could get bumped. Ankuya has no extra boost, trying to just simply flip back to the ball. Can he hook shot it on target? Does, but Sobo ridden that one useless outside. This could come down to simply a 1-0 win. I say that now, but maybe suddenly we start opening up the scoring line. 150. Bobby back, has to deal with Deshikaze. What a redirect. Too much power. Human Shrek. Whew. See how Atchi immediately told Ankuya to get out of the way. Now he's going to boom it. Sobo. Wanted more, but a bowler by Atchi from out of nowhere. As this one started to turn around, Sobo brings it out. Bobby off the wall, and simply put, Atchi outspeeds Deshikaze, thinking that it was all safe. He had taken that corner boost and decided he wanted to do something with it. Finally, the dam breaks, and SVSU comes out the better. Atchi looking for one more straight up from the kickoff. Will be denied early. $80 seconds for SVSU. Either maintain this lead or build upon it. TMU sends it yard. Oh boy, that is so dangerous. Bobby sees his life flash before his eyes, and now a chance offensively. No touch. Sobo goes in, and that one will go yard. Human Shrek to the backboard, and there's enough power to send it out to midfield. A team bump works out. Calculated 3 times. The chat is now obsolete. Nkuya with a shot, a pass. Oh, Achi had a chance to get back to it again. 40 seconds to go. SVSU with some good looks. TMU, they're breathing down their necks. Oh, Sobo. They're trying to outspeed the Cardinals. You see Human Shrek on that turn, but they had two defenders right in the middle of that near side post. Sobo, they're only going to get a few more looks. TMU, can they bring it out late? This is a gut check call. Match point right around the corner for the Cards. Off from the backboard, no one crashing. Sobo, they're not even going to be able to get to this ball the right way, and now with no boost, have to take this possession all the way upfield. Not gonna happen. SVSU are on match point. Championship point now in front of TMUB. Didn't really in game 6. First few seconds, a bouncer. Human Shrek making a splash here. 9 seconds in. Look at that carry by Deshikaze and the connection. They wanted it to go off of Sobo, but the backup plan is Human Shrek. TMUB strike first. TMUB. That is a huge moment for them. Human Shrek, that is a huge back pass. But you know what? They found a second connection, so everything's fine. So TMU being able to get that first goal really at least sets a reversal of the tone against SVSU, reminding them what they're capable of. Look at the dunk. Achi and Bobby will commit into that moment. Nkuya is going to force Sobo to come out to open grass as he separates from the wall. Fantastic read otherwise. Oh, Nkuya. Now it's about some bullying against Bobby. Sobo, in familiar waters, has to retreat. More than a minute has elapsed here in game number 6. And SVSU, remember, it was just a 1-0 win there in game 5 to get themselves to this moment. They, in fact, do have the series lead. So it is actually 3-2 right now. But TMUB trying to find these infield connections. Deshikaze finding it difficult. Sobo has been locked in from the start. And it's kind of been these lapses here and there for the rest of their players to try and get going. SVSU. Bobby, that's a nice knuckleball as that just kind of slow floats all the way beyond the defender, but they find it at the last second. Nkuya, it's around Deshikaze, but not much. What a fastball special. Sobo is a stronger car. To the backboard, Sobo pretty patient and poised. They get it past the second. The third gets a pinch. Not a favorable enough downward angle. As this one goes to the midfield, or rather to the midpoint of game number 6. That's a free net. Bobby just got to secure it. Make sure it gets through. Oh, Achi was trying to help him out. Maybe could have been a lineman if he could get that block. Possibly had more velocity and a better angle. Nkuya gonna go to the backboard looking for a dunk pass. He sets it up, and that's gonna be Achi on the follow through. Tied at 1. What a bang. Stole that boost, separated from the wall, sets it down ever so delicately, and Achi then brings a sledgehammer to this fist fight. Reminder that you may see a 2-2 up there, but it is currently 3-2 series lead in this game 6 for the Cardinals. Nkuya on this catch and go. They're on championship point right now. TMUB has to catch up, has to win this game 6 and force this BO7 to go the distance. Big demo on a Human Shrek, who has been otherwise trying to just simply get some of these demos, these bumps, but look how slow everything is. This is the most awkward moment here for Team UB. They're trying to key up Sobo. But it's a 2v2 in that moment, and it's another giveaway. Achi wants to make the best of it. They lose control. Almost looked like they were trying to gain some ground and gain some velocity from a weird flip musty. That's a dangerous threat. Stretches the width of the post. End to end yet again. Oh, we're at 120 to go. Oh, the shot. Top 90 for Achi. That now puts SVSU in a winning moment. Nkuya stretches it, and Achi finds it from the farthest portion of the ball, and Sobo just wasn't ready for the accuracy. "77 seconds. TMU B, they need a goal. They need it soon. Gonna go crossbar. Sobo already on the pre-jump. It came out with a little bit too much pace. Achi is hoping for another redirect. SVSU, don't let it get away from you. TMU B, they've got to find one another. Great passing play. It goes underneath. We're tied. TMU B. Never say die. Deshikaze sets it right back down. Gives it to their MVP of Sobo. Cardinals. Can't panic. You want a chip? Well, you got to bring the sauce all the way out. 45 seconds to go. Trying to get it completed to win this Emergence Mid-East Division and get themselves to the Nationals. Game 6 has been tough. Both these squads. TMU, oh, that's all the way upfield. They've given up a free net, and this defense has been smoked in bad ways. Sobo gonna commit. That's gonna be off the backboard. SVSU. That's an open net. That's an open net. That's an open net. Deshikaze gonna punish these cards. That goes to the backboard. You see everyone up. I don't know why in the world Achi was all the way in the corner. But that's exactly what TMU is gonna just take advantage of. Game 7 could be looming. It is at least lurking. Nice takeaway. Sobo doesn't get the secure. We've seen 4-2s late. Looking for the two-man play, but what a mean streak here by Human Shrek. One more, it's gonna go all the way out and must go yard. There's no one there to help him. It's a Game 7 Division Championship here for this Mid-East. Wow, this is gonna be a wild one, folks. 7 going down, but this one is the trophy. This one is the chip. This one is for the entire semester. Human Shrek, picking up where they left off. Oh no. Wow. Great finish. If you are SVSU, you cannot let everything just devolve. Your defense has really been a little bit crazy, and you've been opening the gate a little bit too much. Achi, no boost. They have to wait it out, and that boost steal, they're gonna be thirsting for some extra in the tank. Achi does at least get some clearance, but Sobo finds way more power from underneath that ball. SVSU has to take over these outside lanes and then win the midfield. They get a nice cut just around Deshikaze. Oh, superb control by Human Shrek, the unsung hero. I've seen Deshikaze and Sobo have pop-offs, but Human Shrek has just been consistent. That's really what TMU has as a stellar secret weapon. Deshikaze wants that one a little bit underneath the crossbar. Maybe a bump play. Ends up being a two-man sweep along that goal line. They were just tied at the hip. That does isolate one player left behind. Achi with the no touch. It just kind of a midfield wonky moment between these two squads. Well, we're through the first 15. Oh, he gets everyone to bite, and it's gonna be a finish by Deshikaze. TMU B extends that lead. It was a great pickup by Sobo, and that miss, be it a bait or otherwise, forced everyone to jump. And so now SVSU finds themselves further in the hole. Gotta lock in if you're SVSU. These Cardinals. Job was never done at the moment. And in this moment, Ankuya, they find fortune. They strike pay dirt. And it was just a weird ball. And Human Shrek, I don't know if they didn't have boost. They simply went up and spun. Cut the lead in half. See what else comes about from it. Sometimes you just have to try. What in the world is that save? Deshikaze not expecting it. Neither was I. First 2 minutes really dictate a lot and define a lot about a series, and rather about a game. And TMU looked like they had just sold out to go and get control. SVSU taking lessons learned. Filling the gap behind. Bobby is able to force a massive clear. They go to the midfield, and Sobo is trying to get that corner boost. They will get demoed before it becomes much worth to anyone. Nice little tumble. It goes end to end widthwise. But SVSU is trying to punch that to the furthest part in the back of the net. Filling that gap. Achi, look how far back they are. That's exactly where they need them right now. Human Shrek wants to Goomba stomp them. Doesn't get him an opportunity to do so. Midway mark of Game 7 for this Emergence Mid-East Championship. SVSU fighting from behind. TMU, whew, big demo. They got the man advantage. Sobo gets bumped. Can they take advantage of this? Sobo ends up just using it as a moment to step up to the plate a little bit early. That's on target. Oh, it's not. It's wide. Achi had a chance. And now Ankuya, they'll dunk it through. Both goals coming out of Ang. Bobby ends up off of that 50, skying it high, and then getting a chance for SVSU to come right back into this series. Deshikaze is looking for an ounce of control. With 150 to go. Oh, Bobby needed to find this, otherwise it was dead to rights for Deshi. 100 seconds. A lot of demos being traded back and forth. TMUB hunting down a championship. SVSU surviving long enough to be relevant in their own. Oh my goodness. That one, a lot of collisions. Luckily, Deshikaze for TMUB is able to get to it. Sobo with a huge clear, and everyone has to reset. Achi waiting on ball control. Good possession. Deshikaze. Oh, to Sobo. That's going to waterfall down. Better watch out. What a dunk by Deshi. Falcons keep cycling off this 50, knowing that it was in a dangerous moment. Bobby had to wait on timing. Did not know where the shot was going to go. 3-2. SVSU. They came back into this game. It's a foot race because it's going to be an advantage. Just secure the ball, and Archie brings it back. Chaos from kickoff. They find two players from TMU going high, and Human Shrek overruns it as fast as he could. Didn't get the ball out of harm's way, bounced it down, and what a plunge into the net. SVSU strikes back. Now with a minute to go, do we have overtime or do we finish this one in regulation? On this cut, Ankuya with good control. 45 seconds. You see how far back Human Shrek is. Sobo as well as Deshikaze. They're going to take care of business upfield. Deshikaze is going to be in that corner. Actually, they come out to midfield. They're going to try and work him. And they get over top. Deshi finds a hat trick. 30 seconds. This shootout to the very, very end between these two rival foes. And Achi just not expecting the pickup from midfield. SVSU. Can they drum up another heroic moment? Huge demo. Bobby is going to bring it onto the outside. Deshikaze is going to try and milk this clock. Oh, from the post, it will bounce up. Still winnable. Sobo to him from the outside corner. Don't overcommit, but they have no extra boost. Achi over the top of one. Where in the world did he go? Gotta get a bump on a Sobo, and the defensive mastermind stays strong. TMU B take it in game 7. Get the comeback after being down in game 6. They will be your Emergence Mid-East champions.